What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jake Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money making Wednesday. Looking to keep the momentum rolling forward off a really good night overall. A really good night here on the Jam Session yesterday. I think we only missed one game on the entire card yesterday. Really great day in the office. Personally, I only had one play officially last night in the NBA. It was the Minnesota Timberwolves. I told you guys yesterday, I love Denver, especially in Denver. But that team got to show me they can beat the T-Wolves. They got to show me. And again, last night, they couldn't beat the T-Wolves. Shout out to T-Wolves. They cashed for us last night. Jokic was tripping. 60-point trip dub. 60-point trip dub, and they still lose at home, at the crib, where they go stupid, dummy, crazy in Ball Arena. Man, T-Wolves are just their kryptonite. T-Wolves are built to beat them. T-Wolves beat them all 4 meetings this season. T-Wolves put them out of the postseason last year when Denver was trying to defend its title. Shout out to T-Wolves, man. Cash for us last night. We've hit 7 of our last 9 on our NBA Play of the Day. We're looking to make it 8 of our last 10 today. Starting to see the board really, really well on that NBA Play of the Day. Ladies and gentlemen, you can scoop that play up today for $25. Money Making Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Today, it's probably going to be a lighter card for me as well as it was yesterday. Today's card is not great at all. All but one game on today's card is a double-digit spread. Welcome to April basketball, ladies and gentlemen. It will get better towards mid-late April as we start to really get to the final stretch of the NBA season. But right now, I'm going to try to break it down, let you guys know my thoughts, my opinions, and hopefully put you guys on some winners and we make some money today. So without further ado, man, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Money Making Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do the damn thing. First game on the board. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers laying 10.5 points on the New York Knicks. This is a game I think the line tells you everything you need to know. Cleveland, unless we have a clear and concise reason to fade them, we're just not interested in doing so. I know post All-Star break, they haven't been the best ATS team. This team has kind of gone into, we're the number 1 seed. We want to prioritize health. We don't got to go balls to the wall every night anymore style team. That's what they've been post All-Star break. That's why they haven't been as dominant from an ATS perspective. They're still the 3rd best ATS team in the NBA, however, and they come in this game completely healthy. And I think they beat up on New York in this one. I'm going to lay the double digits. Last time we seen these two teams play, they took New York behind the woodshed. Final score in that basketball game was 142 to 105. That game was on the 21st of February in Cleveland. I don't think it's going to be that bad tonight, but I do think it's going to be a solid double-digit win for the Cleveland Cavs. New York still tremendously banged up. Jalen Brunson, of course, still out of the lineup. He may be back soon. And looks like Karl Anthony Towns is still game-time decision. He did not play in that last game. It honestly wouldn't shock the hell out of me if he sat out in this one either. With him or without him in the lineup, though, unless I have a clear reason to fade Cleveland at home in a motivation game, because many people think these are the two teams that are going to challenge Boston for the East, I think Cleveland kind of comes out, flexes their muscles tonight, and reminds y'all why for most of the season, a lot of people, not me, but a lot of people thought they were the best team in the NBA. I'm going to lay it here with the Cleveland Cavs here in our first game of the night. We keep it rolling. We got the Indiana Pacers laying 14.5 points on the Charlotte Hornets. This is a game I'm not in love with by any stretch of the imagination. Game 9 times out of 10, I will have no money on. Forced to play this game, though, I would lean towards Indiana laying the points. It's a revenge game for them at home. They lost the last game they played to Charlotte, 113-109 at home on the 8th of December. They beat them up the first time. No, I'm sorry. Charlotte has won both meetings this season. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my notes wrong. Charlotte has won both meetings this season over Indiana, 103-83, 113-109. So double revenge game here for the Indiana Pacers. Pacers haven't been that dominant ATS team like they kind of were a season ago. I worry about them in certain spots, certain situations. Lean towards them in this direction, in this game, but probably not, personally not going to get to the window and put money on it. Wouldn't shock me, though, if they blew them out by 50. It wouldn't shock me at all. They have that style offense, but it also wouldn't shock me if they won the game by 2. Feel me? We keep it rolling. We got the Sacramento Kings laying 12.5 points on the Washington Wizards. It's a big boy number to be laying with Sacramento out on the road. Last time they played Washington, they did kick the crap out of Washington. Final score was 123-100. That game was in Sacramento, however, on the 19th of January. Sacramento has lost 4 of their last 5 games. 3 of those 5 they got kicked the crap out of. Boston blew them out 113-95. Oklahoma City blew them out 121-105. Orlando blew them out 121-91. They lost to Indiana by 2 in that last one. The only win in this span was a dominant win over Portland at home, 128-107. Washington on the other side, man, this team is, a head-scratching team as well. They've lost 4 of their last 5. They got blown out by Miami in their last one. Lost to Brooklyn by 3. Indiana blew them out 162-109. They did beat Philadelphia, and they lost to Toronto. Another game I'm not in love with by any stretch of the imagination. If I were playing it, though, I would take Washington with the points in my back pocket. Sacramento laying double digits on the road. No, sir. No, thank you. I'm good. I'm passing. Would much rather have 12.5 points in my back pocket with Washington. Again, don't know if I bet it, but forced to play it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way I would lean. We keep it rolling. We got the Miami Heat out on the road facing the Boston Celtics. Celtics laying 11.5 here in this one. Boston, man, this team has cut it on post All-Star break. It's like they flipped the switch. I heard one of my old schools tell me it reminds him of the Spurs. The Spurs used to kind of cruise through the first part of the season. Post All-Star break with Pop, Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu, and them. They used to cut it on post All-Star break and remind people why they're the best team in the NBA. And Boston has, he said reminded him of that. I was like, damn, that really makes a lot of sense. I do think Boston is still the best team in the NBA. I've kept that consistent over the last 2 seasons here on the Jam Session. The problem is on the other side is the Miami Heat. And Miami Heat finally have played some good basketball. I told you Miami post-Jimmy trade was terrible, awful, god-awful, free-falling, couldn't do anything. Then Jimmy came back into town with the Warriors. They beat him. The Miami Heat beat him and the Warriors that game. And since that game, it was like the voodoo was lifted off their shoulders. They've been a different team, monster, and animal. And we've been riding the Linsanity run with Miami. And I want to continue to ride the Linsanity run with Miami. I know Boston's red hot. I know Boston's the best team in the NBA. I know they've been, playing really good basketball post All-Star break. I'm fading them, though. All that said, I'm fading them. We're continuing to ride this Linsanity run with the Heat. This is a typical Heat culture. Eric Spoelstra, beat you up, keep this game competitive. Boston, we hate you style game. That's how I got it playing out of my mind. It honestly wouldn't shock the hell out of me if Miami won this game outright. I know that may sound crazy to a lot of you, but I'm so serious. Keep an eye on the injury report for Boston. Horford, Holiday, Porzingis, Brown, all game time decision. Miami, Jovic, Love, Duncan, and Andrew Wiggins are all out. I know. It's looking grim. But y'all know how midweek NBA basketball be sometimes. And I want to continue to ride the Linsanity run with Miami. I want the points in my back pocket. We keep it rolling, man. We got the Utah Jazz out on the road facing the Houston Rockets. Houston is laying 17.5 points here in this one. Total 226.5. Utah, I do believe, is in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. This team has been sneaky competitive in certain games, ATS-wise. I don't think tonight's one of those nights. I think Houston, we have a problem. I think the Rockets absolutely kick the crap out of them, take them behind the woodshed. This may be the 40, 50-point blowout of the night. Although Utah has been competitive in certain spots, even though they're in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes, they're not trying to win games at all. But they will compete and, keep games semi within the point spread. We've also seen them get aired out, too. They got aired out in Denver, 129-93. They got aired out at home by Memphis, 140-103. They got aired out by Cleveland, 120-91. Last time these two teams played, Houston, which wasn't that long ago, it was a couple of days ago, Houston beat them up 121-110. I believe, what was the point spread in that game? Utah did cover in that game. The spread was 13.5. Houston won by 11. Tonight, though, I think Houston takes them behind the shed. That's just how I'm feeling. I'm on the Rockets. Houston, we have a problem. We keep it rolling, man. We got the Atlanta Hawks out on the road facing the team from Dallas. The team from Dallas, 4.5-point home favorites in this one. Total 239.5. Keep an eye on the injury report. I want to see how this injury report ends up breaking down for Dallas. Lively, Martin, Anthony Davis, all game time decision. I want to know if they're in. If they get listed in, I think this line grows a bit. And then I would grab the points in my back pocket with the Hawks. The Hawks injury report, keep an eye on theirs as well. Atlanta is on the second leg of a back-to-back with travel. They were at home last night. Now they're traveling to Dallas. They did lose yesterday to the Portland Trail Blazers. Typical Atlanta Hawks. Typical Atlanta Hawks. You smash the Bucks the game before, then you come back, turn around, lose to the Blazers. Tonight, as underdogs, where we like the Hawks, I want the points in my back pocket. We know what it is with Atlanta. They cannot play down to competition. They can't. If you're not in the playoff race, you're going to beat the Hawks. It just is what it is. If you are better than the Hawks, you better watch out. The Hawks trying to beat you outright. I don't know what it is with them. That's been who they are over the last 2 seasons. Play up to their competition, play down to their competition. Today, as dogs, I think they have a legitimate chance to win this game outright. Not overly in love with the game at the current time because I don't know who's all going to be playing for Atlanta on this second leg of a back-to-back. And Dallas injury report is weird as well. Small lean on Atlanta at the current time recording this video, though. I think they can beat Dallas outright, even despite if a couple guys sit. We got the San Antonio Spurs, man, out on the road facing the Denver Chicken Nuggets. Denver laying 9.5, total 230.5. Whew, fading Denver in Denver was not fun last night. It was not, man. Sitting there in them overtimes, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. With all that money on the line, man, whew. I don't even want to tell you how much money was on the line for me last night with the T-Wolves, but they prevailed. They cashed, and they went outright. Shout out to them, despite Jokic dropping 60. A 60-point trip dub, too. Ugh, yeah. Shout out Jokic. Tonight, we're on the Nuggets. Let's not overcomplicate this. Last night was the spot to fade Denver. They just can't beat Minnesota. They just can't do it. Tonight, at home, at the crib, off the loss, late window, they're going to kick the crap out of the Spurs. The Nuggets have been really good all season long on the second leg of back-to-back, so not worried about that whatsoever. They may sit some guys. They may not. To be honest with you, I don't really care. I don't really care at all. Regardless, I think the Nuggets take the Spurs behind the woodshed. This is going to be a double-digit win. That's just how I think this is going to play out. We trust Denver in Denver. We love betting Denver in Denver against everybody except Minnesota. It's not overcomplicated. I'm on the Nuggets. I'm going to lay the points. Here in that one, we keep it rolling. We got our favorite money-making team, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. They're laying 13.5 points on the Detroit Pistons, total 232.5. I have faded the Thunder Buddies in the last 2 games. Not fun. I don't want to really do it anymore. So, personally, I just got to get back on my favorite money-making team. I know Detroit is a sneaky little team. They're a sneaky little team, but it don't matter. It just doesn't matter when you play the Thunder. It just hasn't mattered. It don't matter who you are, what you do, how you do it. You getting the brakes beat off of you by the Thunder Buddies. Short, sweet, simple. Thunder Buddies for life. Lay the points. Don't overcomplicate it. Detroit's still fairly banged up as well. They just don't have the guns and the horses to run with Oklahoma City tonight, especially on the road in Oklahoma City. Last and final game of the night, man, we got the New Orleans Pelicans out on the road facing the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers, 17.5-point home favorites. I definitely understand why the Clippers are sizable favorites in this one. New Orleans has been on the DMB pretty much all season long. New Orleans, one of the worst ATS teams pretty much all season long. The Clippers are the best home ATS team in all of the NBA. You've made more money. There's no team you've made more money betting at home this season than the Clippers. It's not surprising. I'm going to say what I always say. They built a multi-billion-dollar arena over the offseason with a wall and some more shit to make them good at home. We've known that. We've been betting them at home pretty much all season. It's a lot of lumber to lay with them here in this game, but I think they prevail. The Pelicans are ass. We've been fading them all season. For me, this is just a don't overcomplicate it game. Now, I will tell you a couple things that make me nervous about it. First home game back for teams off extended road trips usually isn't the best spot to lay points, especially probably like a huge number like this. That is one thing that makes me nervous. That's one thing that concerns me. I think the Clippers overcome it though, because New Orleans that ass and the Clippers are that good at home. I'm hoping they prevail it. This is a big boy line for a reason. They should win this game by 21. You know what I mean? They should kick the crap out of them. Give me the Clips, land the points here on our last and final game of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Ladies and gentlemen, we've hit 7 of our last 9 on our NBA Player of the Day. Looking to make it 8 of 10 today. It wasn't a sweat-free cash last night, but it was a cash nonetheless with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I love tonight's play as well. You can scoop it up $25, man, or you can hop on something long-term. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. See y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.